and welcome to Crochet Therapy. I'm Barbara, your host for this episode of Road Trippin' with Crochet Therapy. And I'm so glad that you're here with us today. I tried to go live just a minute ago and I had to reset my system here. So I just went ahead and restarted. So this is the same one. And I'm so glad that you're here with me today. I am currently at a local park. Hey, handmaid, it's good to see you. Good to see you. And hi, Anvita. It's good to see you. So listen, I'm in a local park, and well, it's not in my town. It's in another town. Hey, handmaid, and there are some beautiful lakes in Florida. There's a ton of lakes, and so this is one of them. And I don't know if you can see. Let me kind of spin you around just a little bit. There are some boats out there right now, and it's just a gorgeous day. Do you see all the beautiful clouds in the sky? And it is just a beautiful day. And so I was not having the greatest morning this morning. I was actually feeling kind of, I don't know, I was not feeling so great. So not just not having a good day. So I decided to get outside because I I just needed something different. So I'm outside this morning and I'm going to crochet. And so I'm actually still working on the lemon peel um, dishcloth that I started last Friday. And so for those of you who looked for me this morning, I'm sorry that I wasn't there. But I was just having a bad morning, and you know, I just felt like I just couldn't do the live this morning at my craft table, and I needed something different. So here I am doing something different this morning. And so there are children playing, there are adults taking walks, and there's just a lot of fun things going on. I'm going to spin you around just a little bit more, just so that you can see the children's park in over to the side. And it has a really pretty fence around it, so the children, are safe. The parents can let the children go and play. And then to the right of that is it's called the Depot, and it's an open air market. On Saturdays they have they have like their farmers market and just little craft sales and different things like that on the weekends. So I'm going to spin you around for just a second, just so that you can see that. I'm going to try to spin you really slow. Let me see if I can do it. Might have to pick this up. Okay, ready? I'm going to spin you around nice and slow. There you go. And then there's a water tower. And it's just a really, really lovely park. So this is where I am, having my afternoon lunch, and I'm having let's see. Can't even see what time it is on my watch. It's a little bright out here, but there's a nice breeze, so that's good. So I am continuing to crochet my dishcloth, and I'm just going to keep working on that. And let's just talk about a couple things. So I went on Zoom because last time we met, we talked about going on Zoom Live. And so I did go on Zoom and check it out. And I just went to see, what might be required. Now, to do a free Zoom event, as long as there are 100 or less people, then we can do a free Zoom event. So I set up a Zoom event for this coming Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I will send out invitations to anyone who would like to join. You do have to, hold on just a sec. You do have to email me and ask for the link So if you send the email to my email, which is down below, crochetTherapyForYou@gmail.com, then you can get a link. Hey, it is really nice climate. Hey, Robin. Hi, I didn't see you. Handmaid, Jody. Hi. Okay, just listening. That's okay. That's all right. And it is a beautiful spring day here. Hey, Mary. Hey, Mary. I'm just seeing if I missed anybody. I'm sorry if I did miss you. It's a little bit bright here, so it's hard for me to read the screen. But so I'm gonna, go ahead and talk, and if you guys want to chat amongst yourselves. So, you guys know, I deal with anxiety and depression, and so today was just a really hard morning for me. It's not like anything life changing. There was nothing that happened. It's just something that I deal with. And so this morning was really hard, and I was really feeling weepy this morning. And I thought, you guys don't want to see me sit on the camera and just cry. What's the fun in that? So I kind of held off, and I got outside. So, I have been feeling a little bit of losing my crojo. So I went ahead and watched my own episode. I'm going to turn it to me just a little bit more. There we go. And I watched my own episode on help. I've lost my crojo. And you know what? It helped me. Oh, thank you, Jody. I know, Robin, but I don't want to be known as the crier. Right? So that's really why, that's the honest truth why I wasn't on this morning. And so anyway, I'm still feeling a little weepy. Look at me. So let's stop talking about that. But I went on Zoom and I set up a time. Oh, Jody, thank you. Thanks, Robin. Oh gosh. Oh, crazy. So, I went on Zoom, and I set up a time. So I set up for this Friday at 7 p.m. And because I'm not a paid subscriber, because I like free things. How about you? I'm not a paid subscriber for Zoom, so I only get up to 40 minutes. So I set it for 30. I set it for 30 minutes. And so we can have a 30-minute Zoom up to 100 people. I don't know how many people will fit in the screen, but we will sure try. So if you want to be invited, just send me an email and put the header as Zoom, and then I'll know. And let me get a tissue. I had to go into the public restroom over here and get a tissue, and it's not even a tissue. It's one of those brown paper things. Look, because I left the house without anything. Isn't that crazy? Oh my gosh. And I can't. I should have known better. I should have brought some tissues. Yeah, it's okay. It sops it up. That's all I need. So I'm looking forward to a 30-minute Zoom meeting with you, or Zoom, whatever we're going to do. So I need some ideas from you guys as to, what we would like maybe the topic to be. Do we want to just get together and chat? Do we want to have a topic to discuss? Do we want to have, a little tutorial? Do we want to, what is it that maybe we might want to do? I don't know. So when you email me, if you haven't already, when you email me with Zoom, and then I'll email you directly with the link and the password, just, give me an idea of what you would like, because this is going to be our thing, this is our thing. So whatever we want to do is what we're going to do, So this is just a time for us to get together and to see one another's faces and to say, hey, how are you? And, and actually, let's see, we should have a theme, like wearing our first handmade item. Oh my gosh, Jody, that is funny. Let's see. And thank you, Just Another Stitch. Um, oh, I did have a happy Easter. Thank you. Um, my my worst handmade item is so heavy. It was it was a granny square sweater, but it was supposed to be like a top, and I followed the pattern from the Secret Yarnery, and hers, of course, was so beautiful because she's so slim and pretty and everything, and mine just makes me look like a linebacker with a big old granny square on the front. So on the front of it, so I don't know. Yeah, that would be my worst. Good morning, Wendy. Thank you, Wendy. I like the theme idea. I really do. I could wear a hat. I mean, I have plenty of hats and scarves, but I would have to turn my AC down to like 40. So I'm not sure what the temperature is here right now, but it was like just right at 70, which is for most people very comfortable. But yeah. Here in Florida, with the humidity as high as it is, it's not that comfortable. So, can you guys hear the birds singing? And so when I was watching my, oh no, look, oh, I did something wrong here. Look at this hole. Can you see this hole right here? Uh-huh, right here. Yes, you can. You can see it. It's right here. Oh my goodness. I was just looking and here's this big old gap right there. And the rest of it looks like a really pretty lemon peel. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 3 rows back. It is very peaceful out here. So when I was looking at the video that I did, the help series where it said, help, I've lost my crojo, and there were 10 ideas. And one of them was to get outside, and even just get outside for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And so I just decided to go ahead and get outside. Look, there's somebody fishing over here. Can you see? I don't know if you can see yet. Can you see the fishing boat? I'm having a hard time seeing what you're seeing because it is so bright out here. But yeah, there's a fishing boat. Now I want to show you something else that I got. I got this in Tennessee. And there's a story behind this. I'm going to open it up all the way. So this apparently is for, well, supposedly, I guess it's for like going in the car and whatnot. But then I looked at the name of the company that made it, and it is the Shoe Source or something like that. And look at this. Look at this inside. And then it has a zipper right here. Look at that. So we were when Lori and I went shopping in Tennessee, there was a store called Hammocks or Hamricks. I think it was called Hamricks. And I had never heard of that store. We don't have them here in Florida. I had never been to one of those stores. So we didn't know what to expect. So we, hey, Lori, it was a super find, yes. So we went in and we were looking around, and Lori finds these things, and they're all stacked. They're like, they accordion up. So they were all flat, right? And she's like, look at this. And I'm like, yeah, what is that? And she's like, this is great. You can put these in your car, and look, they open it up. And I'm like, okay. And so she's like, you can put yarn in them. I was like, oh. Well, she looked and she said, "Oh, no, it's $25. That's too expensive for one. We don't want to pay $25 for one. That was the normal price to it." I look up and I say, "Wait a minute, there's a sign. It says 2 for 10." They were $5. Actually, when they rang up, they were $4.99. So I look at Lori and Lori looks at me and she's like, "We have to get some because you're not going to find this at this price." And see, you can put yarn on both sides, and then you can, when you open it up, you can put your little notions or whatever it is that you don't want to lose, don't want to fall out, in the middle. And so anyway, it was so funny. We started, we each got two, and then we were like, okay, let's get four. It's a good price, good deal. What a good deal, two for $10. What a good deal. So then Lori was like putting some in her cart and I was putting some in mine, and Lori says, "Well, how many do you have?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And I counted and I said, "I have 6." She's like, "Well, I have to have 6 too." And then she put more in, and then she's like, "Well, how about 8?" So we put 8 in, and then I was like, "We got to have 10. Okay, we got to have 10." So we put 10 in each of our carts. And do you want to hear something funny? So the two math wizards who can do math on any kind of crochet item, we we both did the math wrong in our head. So we're thinking, okay, we got 10, that's $100. Well, it was 100 for both of it combined, but it wasn't for each. It was $50. So anyway, we both did some crazy math. I know, Jody, right? And so what we did, we went and, we were like pulling stuff off. There were ladies that were like gathering around us, and they were like, "What is that? What is that you're getting?" And we're like, "This is really great. Look at this." So Lori's opening it up and she's showing people and everything. And this lady is, a couple people behind, and she's like, "I want one." And I said, "Okay." So I grabbed one off the shelf and I looked, and it was a little frayed. I said, "Oh no, not that one. You need a good one. Let me get one that looks good." And so I went down to the bottom and I got one that had never been touched. She's like, "Oh, I like how you shop. You shop like I shop." I'm like, "Yeah, you got to get a good one." So I gave it to her, and I'm like, "It's 2 for 10. She's like, "Oh, I might as well have 2. So I gave her another one. So we were like handing them out. Lori said, I didn't see this, but there was somebody behind me, and she was like 3 deep and she couldn't reach it. And she was saying to her husband, "What are they getting?" And he's like, "I don't know." And she's like, "I need one." So they went around the aisles and came back around so that she could get one. She didn't even know what it was, but she just knew there was a whole crowd of people. We caused a flurry of activity in the store. We should have got them for free because we sold many of those in that store that day. It was so funny. So that's not the end of that story. We caused a mob frenzy. Yeah, I am, Lori. I'm going to tell. And so then we are done with the mob frenzy there, and we're minding our own business. We each have 10 stacked in each of our carts, right? And so we're minding our own business, and we're walking around. This store has it has furniture, it has clothing, it's just like an everything kind of a store, and they had some good prices. So we walked over to the clothing shop, and I was like, "Well, I want to look for some dresses. I like those casual summer dresses, or, and that kind of thing." Because, can I be honest with you? It's just like going from your nightgown to your dress. I mean, it's like going from night to day, and you still feel so comfy. Yeah, that's the lazy girl way. So anyway, I went over and I was looking for some casual, fun dresses and everything. And we're just minding our own business. And these two ladies come over and they're like, "Where did you get those? Where did you get those?" And Lori starts giving directions. "Okay, do you see that sign? It's right below that sign." And the lady's like, "Okay." And then she looks back and she says, "What are they?" I mean, we were just walking around with this big stack, and the ladies, I guess we looked like we knew a good deal, and we knew what we were doing, and like we were setting a trend. We were trendsetters in that store. They didn't care what it was or what it did. They just knew we had 10 in each of our carts. They must need them too. The funniest thing, we cracked up. Oh my goodness, we cracked up. It was so funny. And then Lori went through a line, and we both went through different lines because, I mean, we had 10 and we had a couple other things too. And not much because we just spent it all on the 10. So anyway, we go through separate lines. Well, Lori had, we'll say a middle-aged, okay? She was our age, middle age, not old, okay? Get that right. I'm being silly there, okay? And so she went through this line, and the lady was like, "Oh my goodness, what a deal! Oh my goodness, they're ringing up $4.99. This is so good." She's like, "Oh, I wish I could go get one." Lori said, "I'll." Lori said, I'll go get some for you and you can put it behind the, and the lady said, "No, I would get in big trouble if I did that." And Lori said, "Well, do you want me to, go take some and go put it on a shelf somewhere else so that it's hiding somewhere so that you can," she's like, "No, I would get in trouble if you did that. No, you can't do that." And so Lori's like, "Oh, okay. Well, Lori got the middle-aged woman who knew what she was doing, okay? So Lori's 10, the lady she opened one up and she stacked the other 9 in the one. So all Lori had was one little thing. Well, I got this young lady. Nothing wrong with young ladies. We love young ladies. However, she didn't have as much life experience. Let's just say that. Not as much life experience. And I was like, and so we went through the line and I was kind of not believing that I was going to get the 2 for 10 price. So she rang one up and I said, "Can you just check and make sure that those are really 2 for 10? She's like, "Yep, they're $4.99. I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "Those are really a good deal." She's like, "Uh-huh." And I'm like, she doesn't care. She doesn't care that it's a good deal. This little girl doesn't care. Okay. And so then she bags them up. She stacks them in 2 bags, and I have these 2 big things to lug. And out Lori comes with her little thing filled, and she's like, "Oh, I had a good cashier." I'm like, "Yeah." And look what I did. I'm like, "I heard your cashier did it, not you." She's like, "Well, okay." So anyway, that was our fun day. That was really fun. So then we were like, "Oh, can we show our mothers that we bought 10 each of these?" Because that was the day that our mothers let us go shopping on our own. Yeah. We were unsupervised that day. So that's what happens when, cousins go shopping unsupervised. So that's my funny story for the day. But, I really like these. So I don't know if you have a Hammocks or not. I don't know if they're still on sale. But what a good deal. And they were all the same color. So, I didn't have to worry about, oh, what color do I get? They were all blue. So anyway, my sweet sister-in-law Tanya is getting one for her birthday. So Tanya, if you're watching, Lori and I are cousins. We are first cousins, and Robin is our cousin too. So go off camera for a sec. Robin is our cousin too, and helping the girl with the cookie jar. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you a cookie jar story. Are you ready? Okay. Yes, Lori's mom and my mom and Robin's mom are sisters. And so we're cousins. We grew up together, and I love them both dearly. And they're both very, very special to my heart. I have lots of really, really fun memories of growing up with them. So anyway, Lori and Robin are closer in age, so they got in trouble together. I was a baby, so I didn't get in trouble with them. So yeah, you're like sisters. Yeah, we're all like sisters. So we're just very close. We love each other. We can count on each other and rely on each other. And so I was the baby. I always wanted to hang out with Robin and Lori. It was always Robin and Lori. And because they're about 3 years older than me. And I don't know about being the good girl or not, but because I can remember there were a couple times I wasn't the good girl, but I didn't have to get in trouble because all I did was follow Robin and Lori. I want to go see Robin and Lori. And so anyway, it was always a lot of fun. And So let me tell you about this other store that we went to, and I need to take a drink before I tell this story because wow, this is a fun story. When we were, I'm going to crochet while I tell the story, and I'm going to move this out of the way so that you get a better view of the lake. And I would be on this side of the table so that you could get a really clear view, except that that is in full sun right now. And I just can't handle full sun right now. I just can't do it. So right now I'm in the shade and I'm doing okay. There's a little bit of a breeze and I'm doing okay. So that's good. But listen, we were at this store. So to frog or not to frog? I'm not going to frog because you know why? This stitch, the first time you wash this, it's going to get tighter. And so I don't think that is going to be a problem. I don't think that's going to be a problem. So let's see, let's do this and this. Okay. So we were in a store and it sounded like Hamricks. It was, I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was a little bit higher end store and it was right next door to Hamricks. And, so we were walking around. Now my mom collects cookie jars. She has hundreds and hundreds of cookie jars. And, so let me see. So we were in this store and there was a cookie jar that Lori and I both saw. Now this was a store that had all of these arrows on every single aisle. So you were supposed to follow the arrows. Well, nobody was following the arrows. Come on, people, you know, I mean, those aisles were tiny. So you really, you know, it would have made me a lot happier if people had followed the arrows, but nobody was following the arrows. So whatever. So we were going up and down some aisles and we came across this cookie jar and it was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And it was so adorable. So the cookie jar itself was like this. This was her dress. And the dwarfs were all around her on her dress. And they were 3D. So they were 3D. It wasn't just a painting of the dwarfs. And it was adorable. It was beautiful. And then here she was. And then her top was the top of the cookie jar. Her like shoulders up of Snow White. And really, really, truly just beautiful. And so, and right, Lori, we had never seen one like it before. So I was asking Lori, so we were like, oh, excuse me. And there was a lady that was standing at the end of an aisle. And this was on the side. This was on the wall. And there was a lady standing right here at the end of the aisle. And she was standing there. So I said, you know, excuse me. So we walked in front of her. And then I saw that. Lori saw it. And she pointed it out. And I'm looking at it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. I'm like, Lori, how much is that? Because I thought, well, you know, if it wasn't too expensive, maybe I would get it for my mom for her birthday. And, because she doesn't have one. She just doesn't have one. I've never seen one like it. And she always loves really unique cookie jars. So anyway, Lori's going over and, you know, she's going over and then she realizes that woman is staring at it and she's like, oh, are you going to buy this? And the lady's like, oh, I'm thinking about it. So Lori picks it up and it was like, I think like $67 or something like that. It was like around $70. So I'm like, oh, well, that's, you know, that's a pretty penny for that. But, you know, it's unique. Mom would never spend that much money. She doesn't like to spend $10 on a cookie jar. She likes to go to yard sales and pay $5 for a unique cookie jar. And so anyway, she would not spend $70 on a cookie jar, but I know she would really like that. And so, you know, the lady was like, you know, I know she loves yard sales. So, the lady was like, I'm trying to decide whether I want it or not. And I'm like, well, that's really a one of a kind cookie jar. I said, you know, we'll leave you to see if you get it or not. And I said, we'll go around the store. And I said, well, if we come back, I said, Lori, if when we come back, if it's still here, then I know it's mine. But if it's not, then, you know, it wasn't meant to be. Well, that lady knew that I was coming back, and I was like, that is really a one of a kind. I mean, it's like a once in a lifetime type, cookie jar. I've never seen one of those. And I said, my mom collects them. I said, do you collect them? She said, yeah, I have a small collection. I said, well, my mom has over 100. She's like, well, I have about 20. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So when we come back, if it's still here, then then I'll get it. Well, she picked that cookie jar up and hugged it to herself. And I was like, oh, you're going to get it? She's like, yeah, I'm going to get it. I'm like, congratulations. It's the best decision you'll make today. And Lori's like, woohoo, way to go. And we were like high-fiving each other. We're like, yeah, go. We talked that lady into getting that cookie jar. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I should feel guilty, but I was going to get it. Okay. So I was going to get it if she didn't get it. So that was her decision. But like, we congratulated her for getting that cookie jar. And oh my goodness, Lori and I could get in trouble. We could really get in trouble in a store. Oh my goodness. We could, we should be personal buyers, personal sellers. I don't know. The two of us, and get Robin in there too. The three of us go in a store and just start talking about things. They should pay us a lot of money for that, because we can talk people into buying anything, even without trying, just by having it in our cart and walking around and looking like we know what we're doing. What is that? Where did you get those, ladies? And Lori's telling her where we got these little blue things. And then she says, and what are they? We cracked up. Oh my gosh. What do you mean, what are they? You want them? You can't stand to be without them, but you don't even know what they are? How much influence can one person have? That's crazy. So anyway, I really, really enjoyed the day. It was a lot of fun. I just saw somebody that I used to work with. They just walked by. That's funny that they didn't say hi, but that's okay. That's our secret between you and me. Anyway, it's a public park. And I knew it was a possibility. So that's okay. I like those two ladies that walked by. It's just kind of awkward, They probably didn't want to interrupt my channel or be on my channel, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of weird, huh? So anyway, here I go with the anyways again. So you know what, guys? I feel so much better right now. I came on. Oh, you'd be wearing masks there. Yeah. Yeah. We've had many years of experience looking like we know what we're doing. Yeah, I know. I hear ya. I hear ya. So, yeah. So anyway, it's all good. It's all good. I was wondering when if I would run into somebody that I know here. We do. We have lots of experience. Oh, so I still see that hole right there. Oh, I can't believe that. Oh my gosh. Instead of doing double, single, double, I did double, double, double. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jody. Thank you for that. Gosh, that's so sweet. That is so sweet. So you guys have just really made me feel better today. Thank you for that. Thank you for letting me ramble on and tell you stories about these things and shopping and everything. And I really hope that you have a great day. I hope that you have a great week. And, if you're like me and you struggle sometimes, really today I woke up and I was just so weepy and just really, really struggling. And I just really appreciate you guys being there for me. My mom this morning, she was like, you're not giving up your YouTube channel, are you? And I'm like, no. She's like, okay, because that's really good. And you really shouldn't do that. And I'm like, no. She said, your people are going to think that you left them, and are they going to go anywhere? I'm like, Mom, it's going to be okay. I'll explain. My mom was so worried. So she's so sweet. And, so anyway, so here I am explaining my situation, and just hoping. Thank you, Jody. And I know, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, Robin. It is a pretty stitch, and you guys keep me going. I don't know if you know that, but this crochet therapy thing. Maybe it helps if it helps a couple people out there, if it keeps you engaged, if it keeps you happy and whatnot. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. But you know what, guys? You keep me going, and I appreciate you so much. You just have no idea. No idea. This is such a lovely little park, and it took me a half hour to find this spot because when I first got here, there were two picnic tables, and they have nice umbrellas on them, and then they were full. So then I'm going to show you. Oh, thank you, Jody. See how there's like concrete. See how there's like concrete walls there? So there was one right by a tree. So there was some shade, and I headed for that. I'm like, okay, I'll go sit on that wall in the shade, and I'll do my live. Well, there was some city workers here, and they got to it faster than I did, and they sat right on my spot in the shade. So I was like, what do I do now? Okay. And they were talking loud, so I couldn't like sit in their shade and kind of share their space because, they were guys, they were on their break. They were like a half-hour lunch break or whatever, and they deserved to, enjoy their lunch in the shade by the water. So, I didn't feel bad or anything. I was just like, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? So I sat under a tree on the grass, and then some woolies, I call them woolies, little furry caterpillars. They started falling from the trees on me and stuff and all around me. And I'm like, I don't want to, I don't want to have a woolly on me. And, cause some of them sting, some of them bite. So I'm like, not all of them are bad. Yeah. And, the workers, yeah, they were kind of loud. And so anyway, so I thought, oh, I can't sit under this tree. And then, oh my gosh, the guys were over there and I'm trying to get up off the ground. It's raining. Oh man, Lori, caterpillar poop. And you're right, Mary, just because your day starts out bad doesn't mean that you can't turn it around. So anyway, I waited a little bit, and so then this spot came open. There were some, local office workers that were having their lunch here, and it looked like they had just walked from one of the offices. And so I knew that they wouldn't be here very long. So they had their lunch and then they left. And so then now here I am. So I just had to wait a little bit, but I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I didn't, give up and go home. I'm so glad that I got to sit out here with you and enjoy this beautiful day with you, and I hope that you guys just enjoyed the view. Oh, let me see if I can straighten you up. Enjoyed the view a little bit, and the lake is really beautiful, and yes, there are alligators in that lake, and yes, we do see them regularly. I don't see one right at the moment, or I would show it to you, but goodness. So anyway, I'm going to sign off, and I just want to thank you for always being there for me, and thank you for this fun day. And I'm going to do some more road tripping. So, if you don't catch me, if I don't come on in the morning, I will definitely be explaining myself or giving that explanation. Listen, don't forget to email me at my email address. You can find it down below if you want to participate in the Zoom this Friday night, and we'll all get on there, and maybe I'll be wearing a new hat. I'm working on a new hat. One day soon I'm going to go grab Lori. Wow, she walked really fast, or she's running really fast, because this is a big loop. I am so impressed. I really am. She's got a little baby in there, and she's just running. Of course, the little baby's probably happy because they're getting a nice little ride. What a great place to exercise. Now here in Florida, masks are not mandatory outside. I'm not around anybody. I'm not even within 60 feet if anybody, so it's not a big deal. When they go by me, she's like 12 feet away from me. It's not a big deal. You know, if we are close to one another, I have my mask with me just in case. But, you know, if I'm here by myself and I'm outside, there's no mask mandate. There's no reason for me to wear a mask. So that's why I'm out here like this. I am taking every precaution and being very safe, so no worries there. And I hope that where you are staying safe as well. So anyway, I just want to thank you again, and I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And I hope that the next road tripping you'll enjoy. I have a couple of them in mind. One of them will take about 2 hours to get there. Oh, and the other one, it's going to take about 2 hours to get there too. I've got several in mind. And one day I'm going to grab Lori. One day I'm going to grab my sister-in-law, Tanya. And we're going to go road tripping, and we're going to go crochet, and we're going to go see things that you haven't seen and go places you haven't gone. And hopefully I'm going to take Lori someplace she hasn't gone. We'll see. Maybe she's heard of it. I don't know. I don't want to tell her because it's a surprise. So you guys, have a great day. Have a great week. I'll see you on Wednesday. Wednesday, we're going to do our Whip Wednesday, and we're going to crochet together. It's been too hot for me to do my big blanket, but I've got plenty of whips, as you know. And so, Lori, tell me, you know, keep in mind, tell me if Thursday is okay for you. I know you had to check your calendar, but let me know. And I will see everybody on Wednesday. Stay safe, be kind, and get hooking. Love you all too. Love you. Have a great day.